Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today just going to go through a little collection, one or two you may have seen on recent haul videos, but I just wanted to have a quick chat and show off a little what I suppose you could class as in the realms of a boutique label. Obviously as DVD collectors and Blu-ray collectors, there's lots of what are classified as boutique labels, of course. Obviously you've got Arrow, Criterion, Indicator, 101 Films, 88 Films, Eureka, of course, and their Eureka Masters of Cinema label. Obviously BFI have their label, and one or two others, Arrow, if I haven't already mentioned Arrow. So there's quite a number of, as I say, boutique labels out there that are well known, but I just wanted to cover something I have mentioned in a haul video, which is a series called The Best of British Collection, which is published, or rather released, by a company called, I think it's Odeon Entertainment. There we go. Yes, Odeon Entertainment, which is on the back of the case here. And they do this system of colour coding their genres of movies. So first of all, we'll start with a very light blue, almost sort of like a turquoise blue, which they classify as whodunit. Now, they've got other colours. There's white for drama. I think comedy is gold. Orange will be war, as we can see here. Dark blue tends to be crime. Light green, sort of like a lime colour. Green is sports, I think. Red tends to be thrillers. Purple, horror. Brown, I think, comes under northern drama. Pink is romance movies. Blue, another shade of blue for mystery, so we may see that because there's a couple of different shades of blue here in there, just on the side. And black for double features. I've got a few of each colour, so we'll go through and just have a quick look, see what some titles we get. So first of all, whodunit. In this sort of like turquoisey type blue. The Woman in Question. Quick little thing on the back. The Best of British Collection. Odeon Entertainment is proud to release some of the forgotten classics from the golden age of British cinema. Endeavour to deliver the highest picture and sound quality possible, and all remaining work is carried out by BBC Studios and post-production. So, Derek Bogard movie. The Woman in Question, and I say that comes under whodunit. I've got another whodunit. Girl in the Headlines. Got Ian Hendry in this one, and Jane Asher and Jeremy Brett. So we've got quite a number of future stars there, and that one looks like that's 1963. By the way, the first movie was 1950. And, we got Ronald Fraser there as well. And there we go. Okay, so that was whodunit. Now, we've got crime, which is a darker blue. And we have here Trevor Howard and... that's They Made Me a Fugitive. Okay, there we go. Now, some of these movies probably turn up on things like Talking Pictures TV, which is a channel that you've probably heard me mention before, which shows a lot of old retro TV programs and films. So a lot of these things tend to show up on that. Extras include extras include extensive booklet. So let's have a little look. Yes, we do. Yep, we have the booklet in there as well. So, yep, there we go. Remastered for DVD release. There we go. Okay, also in the crime part we have The Break, Tony Britton. And let's flip that over, see what the year 1963 for that one. Looks like that's going to be, by the name of the title, a escape from prison type movie. There we go. Yeah, dangerous prisoner overpowers his police guards and jumps from a speeding train in the Dartmoor countryside. There we go, and everything evolves after that. Okay, then we have Blind Corner with William Sylvester. Another crime. Okay, there we go. Version. A little bit of damage there on that, but I have changed the case on this one, so there we have Paul Gregory, an accomplished composer despite his blindness, and his beautiful wife Anne seem to be who seems to be the perfect supporting wife, but unknown she's having a passionate affair. There we go. Okay, 1963. That also has Best of British booklet, letting you know everything that arrives in the series. Plus, there's also a little booklet behind that about the film itself as well. Okay, also Crime 1 in this blue is A Prize of Arms. We've got Stanley Baker, Tom Bell, Patrick McGee, Fulton Mackay. Well, we've got quite a cast there. 1962. Gang of criminals acquire an old army truck and try to pass themselves off as military policemen to steal £250,000 payroll. Here we go. Stanley Baker, a lot of people know from classics like Zulu. Big fan of his. I do like that. So do like his films. So there we go. Okay, we now have Mystery, which is a slightly different shade of blue. You can possibly just about tell the different shades of blue, just about. The Choir Fellow, and here we have Patrick McGoohan, another favourite of mine. Do like Patrick McGoohan. Have a special bonus, Brendan Benham's Dublin. So we got a little extra movie on that one. That's cool. And that's obviously, as we can see by the front, a English prison movie. And newly arrived prison warder Patrick McGoohan convinced that capital punishment by the state is justified. There we are. And that also has Sylvia Sims in there as well. Okay, got one red one, dark red one. I See a Dark Stranger, Deborah Kerr. We've got Trevor Howard again. This becomes a thriller one, and we've got some extras on there. Extras, stills, gallery, booklet note, and best of British trailers. This one was 1946. Oh, by the way, Choir Fellow, that was 1962. Okay, and so we've got a booklet in that one as well. Yep, we do. Still have the booklet. Okay, and we have suspense-filled, highly entertaining spy drama about a highly strung Irish girl whose father delights in spinning tall tales about his role in the 1916 uprising against the English. There we are. So we got thriller there. Then we got War. I've got actually 2 copies of these. I ended up picking up 2 copies from a charity shop. That one I got originally. That one is opened, but then I did find this one. I wasn't too sure when I saw it in the charity shop, so I picked it up. It was only £1. And we have 1941. And this one's got Best of British trailer and booklet with notes. Let's see if the original one that I picked up had the booklet. That did as well. So I have got a double of that one, so we'll see what happens with that. May pass that on to somebody else I know who's into the same sort of type of films. A famous Polish classical pianist and composer is suffering from amnesia, and the doctors have given him a piano with the hope that he will remember something about his past. And then obviously there's the mystery of what appears in his flashbacks. So we have that. Next we have drama, which is colour coded by white by the looks of it. And we've got When the Bell Breaks with Bill Owen, famous for Compo in English long-running comedy Last of the Summer Wine. This one is 1947. A young working mother is nursing her newborn baby in London maternity hospital when police inspector informs her that her husband has been arrested as a bigamist. There we go. That also has a booklet as well inside, so yes it does. So let's push that there. There we go. And another drama one. This one's sealed. Oh, there we go. It's still got the stick on there. £1 from 1952, and that's called Tall Headlines. There we've got Dennis Price there and Andre Morel. Andre Morel, lovely actor. And this one is a dramatic British film of a family torn apart by their eldest son Ronnie being hanged for murder of a young girl. There we go. So we have that one. So okay, drama again, and we have The Seventh Vow, James Mason this time, also with Herbert Long. And this one I do believe I've seen certain portions of on Talking Pictures TV, so it'll be interesting to see the full movie. 1945. Extras include a documentary hosted by James Mason, and then it's got a booklet in there, which I think is still in there. Yes, it is. Okay, One Dark Summer's Night. Francesca Cunningham, a once famous concert pianist, escapes from a hospital room and tries to commit suicide by jumping off a bridge. Rescued by Dr. Larson, is taken back to the hospital in order to undergo psychological treatment. Okay, and then there's obviously some bits going on there. Oh, here we go. Seventh Vow is the 10th most popular film of all time at the UK box office in terms of tickets sold, ahead of Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. There you go. And then we have 90 Degrees in the Shade. James Booth, another famous face of English cinema, always turned up in lots of things, including Zulu, of course, as well. And this one is 1965, a rare gem of a film that was a British-Czech co-production, filmed in Prague before the Soviet clampdown of 1968, and nominated for 66 Golden Globe. Vorel, James Booth's character, is a flighty married man with little concern for anyone other than himself. Recently ended an affair with co-worker, the manager of a liquor store in communist Prague. When a government inspector arrives to check their inventory, it soon becomes apparent that Vorel is running a scam on the black market. 1965, digitally remastered pictures and sound, also supposed to have its book. Yeah, there it do. So I think this is a wonderful little label. Probably eclipsed because obviously you've got them far more popular things like, as I say, Imprint and Arrow and Criterion. But it's releasing lovely movies of British cinema that you may not possibly find elsewhere. And we've got another double, I'm afraid. Picked up 2 copies of this one again. So again, I may pass this one on. Bit of Judi Dench in 4 in the Morning. This one from 1965. Extras include Anthony Simmons' Bow Bells, extensive booklet. Let's have a little look. Yes. That's the catalogue. And the booklet is, yes, just behind there. Can just sort of see that behind there. So got the catalogue and the booklet. In a moment before dawn and the river traffic on the Thames begins to ensure its way through the fog, the river police find the body of a young girl left dry by the ebb tide. Her body is brought ashore and her possessions examined. Who is she and what drove her to take her own life? Okay. There we go, a bit of drama. So, there we have it. So, the colour coordinated Best of British collection, released by Odeon Entertainment. So, I forgot the name there for the moment. So, I've got whites, I've got a couple of oranges, one red, and then we have a series of blues which cover different genres. I think that's quite a nice little, I suppose you could say, unfortunately, gimmick, having the colour coordinated things. It makes them stand out, I think. I mean, whenever I see these in a charity shop that does still sell DVDs and Blu-rays, they're easy to spot because of the colour coordinated sides that you can see. So really do like that. There is actually another company releasing DVDs and old films which uses a very similar colour system. I'll just grab those. I've got two of these to hand. Slightly different company. This one releases RKO old films. I'll just move these quickly out of the way, and we can just have a quick look at these as these were close to hand. The Hollywood Studio Collection. This also does crime in blue, and it does westerns in red. And as I say, it's called the Hollywood Studio Collection, and it releases a lot of the RKO back catalogue. So this is another one that I do like to look out for. The Hollywood Studio Collection, from Hollywood's golden age of making movies, proud to present a selection of classic films to DVD. So sit back, relax, your favourite stars of the silver screen with the Hollywood Studio Collection. So this one we've got Rachel and the Stranger with Robert Mitchum, William Holden. So quite a cast list there. And one of the many of the Saint films that came out. And we've got that. No dates of the film. Oh, there we go. Release date 1941 for the Saint one. And no release date for this one. Oh yeah, 1948 for the Western one, Rachel and the Stranger. I do have also, I think, of these, a couple of other ones. So let me just grab those. I'll be back in 2 seconds. So I've just literally grabbed those out quickly from the collection. Carrying on from where we left off with the Hollywood Studio run, we got another thriller, Journey into Fear. I was very pleased to get a copy of this because I remember seeing this on BBC Two many years ago. Obviously it stars one of my favourites, Orson Welles, and quite famous for the fact that he directed this. It's credited to Norman Foster, but Welles did a lot of the direction from rumours in magazines and on Hollywood movie websites. Written by Orson Welles and Joseph Cotten, and also stars obviously Joseph Cotten there on the front cover. They also have their drama colour coordinated with white. We got Douglas Fairbanks Jr. and Katharine Hepburn here in Morning Glory, and that is from 1933. There we go. Most of these DVDs, most of these films are very, very short. I think you've got 68 minutes. This one's only 71 minutes. Then we've got Peter Lorre in one of his most famous roles as Private Detective Mr. Moto. This one is Thank You, Mr. Moto. And let's see, 65 minutes for something like this. So it's a nice, quick sort of afternoon watch. And we've got the film catalogue there of the Hollywood collection, so you can find out what else they release. I'm not too sure if I've got a little note somewhere that says what the other versions are. Oh, I think I might do if I just have a look at my quick notes. We've got blue for crime, green they do adventure, yellow they do musical comedies, white drama as we've seen, thriller for red, and they also do their war films as orange. So very, very similar to the Best of British collection. And then another brilliant film that I was glad to pick up in this Hollywood Studios collection releasing RKO films is the original Narrow Margin. starring Charles McGraw. And if I remember correctly, Charles McGraw, he'll be known to a lot of people as, I can't remember the character's name, but in Spartacus, he is the man that trains the gladiators, who Spartacus later drowns in hot soup. He's the one that basically picks on Spartacus and toughens him up, but unfortunately meets his demise. This dates back to 1952. Obviously with narrow margin. There is a 80s remake which starred memory fade, Gene Hackman. Sorry about that. Couldn't think of his name for a minute then. Oh, don't get old. Yes, so there's the 80s remake of that, and but this is the original. I remember seeing that one, the original Narrow Margin, many years ago on BBC Two when it was shown as part of the Movie Drone cult film season. So there we have it. We have Best of British, which colour coordinates its films. And we also have the Hollywood Studio Collection, which also colour coordinates its films. So, two little, I suppose you could still classify them as boutique labels, because in a way they are doing something a little bit different than your normal studio releases. And I think they're lovely films to pick up, because things like these just don't get shown anywhere. They don't get shown much on television unless you're a specialist TV channel like Talking Pictures TV. But even then, some films don't ever get shown, even still. Oh, I've just noticed one thing just before we go. I've actually just noticed for the very first time the reason why both colour coordinated releases are done is that they are actually both released by Odeon Entertainment. So that answers that. That's the first time I've noticed that. After all these time of these sitting on the shelf, I just noticed that that's the reason for the colour coordination. There we go. That's obviously Odeon Entertainment releases speciality, and there we go. So, yes, so collecting these on DVD is going to be the only way that you'll ever see a lot of these movies. You'll never find them on a streaming service, probably, because literally they don't think that there's going to be an audience for these films. But, like with all things, there's always an audience for everything. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. I hope you enjoyed this little look at maybe a lesser known video label in the sense of Odeon Entertainment, and little less known DVD groups. The main one that we covered, the Best of British Collection, and then subsequently the little add-on there of their other label, the Hollywood Studio Collection. Anyway, thank you very much again. If you like videos like this, with me waffling on about old films, please like, please subscribe, hit the notification bell when I next do a video, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you very much, and have a good day. And just quickly, just before we go, I was just filing in the other films back into the collection and forgot. I did actually also have another one of the studio collection, which is Orson Welles' Mr. O'Cardin. I think that's also known as Confidential Report. That one I was quite glad to get hold of, because obviously it's one of those sort of like lost Orson Welles films at one stage, so it was nice to get a copy of that. The reason I hadn't noticed before that the Hollywood Studio Collection was also produced in conjunction with the other set was that they didn't actually put on there the Odeon logo on some of the other ones. They put an OEG, classic movies, on there, so hence the reason I hadn't realised at the time that they were actually part of the same group. It just seemed like two different groups doing a very similar thing, so that's why it wasn't as clear that they were both from Odeon Entertainment. There we go, just a little extra there, just found another one in the group. Okay, thanks a lot, bye.